Disney's late night not so funny comic is telling us that, well, he might not be on it much longer, that is the TV. Turns out Jimmy doesn't believe that he's sustainable, and he's giving away big time info that you need to know, that he's costing Disney $100 million per year. That's what it says in the article. We'll show it. We'll bring it near to your eyes. As well as, folks, it turns out Disney might be trying to rehabilitate Jimmy Kimmel with Tim Allen. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back yet again. Another video of excellence on the way with talent on loan from Walt. As we get ready to go off on Jimmy Kimmel yet again, the fourth place man, click the like button, drop a comment down below, let us know your thoughts. Are you at all shocked? Are you surprised that Jimmy Kimmel, despite all the tries from Disney, is yet again sinking down in the ratings? Folks, let's dive in. Another conversation you just got to hear, and it begins right now. Well, they finally got a conservative on Jimmy Kimmel. Disney forced him to have a guy who sits on the right side, and it's Tim Allen. Talking about Toy Story 5 and shifting gears. Here's a little bit of the tool man, Tim Taylor. No, it's Tim Allen. He's on with Jimmy Kimmel. This, we believe, is Disney's attempt to start rehabilitating Jimmy Kimmel to some degree, because Jimmy Kimmel was in reruns last week, and we're hearing that when the ratings come out, Jimmy Kimmel is going to have dropped all the way down to fourth place. I thought he was the man, the myth, the legend. No, he's not. Here's Tim trying to save the day.
Weeks ago, you were supposed to be here.
Yes.
And then you canceled on the day of the show.
Okay.
Because you were sick.
I was very sick, and I haven't ever missed a show in 30 years of read of my show, Vegas or on the road. And the writers, they let me say this, they had pizza for the run-through, and no one was eating one of the pies. I said, let me try it out. What is that? And 2 bites in, it was vegan pizza. Now I know why no one eats vegan pizza.
So Tim Allen goes on the Jimmy Kimmel show, and 2 funny things about this. First of all, he takes a hit on vegan pizza, which is not popular with the Jimmy Kimmel crowd. But what vegan pizza is, hitting on it, not. But guys, what did Tim Allen just say? He was supposed to be on a couple of weeks ago. Now, wait a minute. When would that have been? Oh, looks like Disney was trying to do a little bit of damage control and bring Tim Allen on after Kimmel was briefly brought back after the snafu and the national tragedy they made all about himself. They were going to try to force Tim Allen, who contractually has to do what Disney wants him to do because they got his show. They got to throw him on over there to Kimmel to be the conservative, to convince America that Kimmel can be better. What a neato thing for Tim Allen to come out there and say, so that we all. Tim Allen's a genius. Let me just tell you. You know he can't stand what Kimmel did. Yeah, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but listen. That's a neato thing to come out there and tell this so that we all now know, oh, that's what Disney was up to recently. A little bit more.
During the show, we shot on Tuesday night that night, and I said, not good. We got through the show, and all through the next day, I called up. I never missed a read. I said, I can't do the read. And I'm thinking about Kimmel, it's going to be difficult. And I think about where it would have been. I would have been doing the, hey, hold on.
You know, Guillermo always has a bucket. I don't know if people...
So there you go. There is Tim Allen coming in there to save Jimmy Kimmel with poo-poo jokes. Now, listen, we are not above such a thing, I'll just tell you. The Observer says this, though, to get more serious. Late night TV's decline in the vanishing cultural middle. And it's going to have a quote in here that Jimmy Kimmel seems to indicate he doesn't think he's going to last much longer on Disney. Which is to say that maybe he's not going to get the contract renewal after all. Andy Meek is the author here. Came out just about a day ago. And I'm going to scroll down until we get to the quote that you need to see. It says, late night shows used to be a way to get high-priced talent for almost free, Kimmel added. But with the annual cost topping $100 million, wait a minute, what? Did they just give away the budget that's spent on Jimmy Kimmel Live? $100 million? I love today. They're giving so much away to us, they don't even know. We're putting the pieces together. He sees the model as unsustainable. Jimmy Kimmel thinks it's unsustainable? Quote, somebody will figure it out, he said, pointing to Hot Ones, a YouTube interview series where guests answer questions while eating spicy wings. Yeah, we figured it out right here, Jimmy, as proof that similar concepts can thrive at a fraction of the cost. You could still have the same format for a lot less. The host won't make as much, the audience won't be as big, but that's okay, he said. You know what he's saying right here, guys? He's saying my show is not the way to go. This doesn't work anymore. here's the way we're going to have to change it. So there's a lot happening here. Jimmy Kimmel not acting like a guy who's got staying power. Culture, it's looking a lot like Jimmy Kimmel might have a short window remaining, especially if he's been reset by the reruns as we predicted, if it comes true, as we believe it's going to be announced very soon that Jimmy Kimmel landed in 4th place last week. He's not looking strong going on forward. He's in a worse position than Colbert.
Yeah, but I don't think his position in the ratings is actually going to be the deciding factor. It's at what point do we tolerate maintaining a contract with this man? That I honestly believe that the negatives of having him on your brand is going to be the deciding factor more so than the ratings. The ratings, can be manipulated as we've seen the last few weeks with various hosts taking time off, et cetera, et cetera. But there has to be an upside. And if the wonderful people that own the networks of affiliates, go to Disney and say, we're going to show you the downside of this and the upside of putting on anything else. And I think that Sinclair, is going to have an argument for that, and Tegna and all these others when they come together to just say, this is not a show that earns us any revenue. Our local ads are not making any money. We have to sell these really hard to people. And I think that's more than anything. The only reason he's still on is because of Disney, because I can't imagine, this being a profit. Can you?
Well, Ed Mazza of the Huffington Post, real quick, is pointing out Jimmy Kimmel is taunting Trump now. This was the other thing. So after Tim Allen was on, Kimmel comes back and taunts Trump to come take an IQ test on his show. I'm telling you guys, this is not the way to get ratings. Go ahead, Marvin.
Well, so one of the things that we're seeing on some cable networks is on shows that typically aren't selling a whole lot of ads that need like filler ads, the network is filling those in with things like ice commercials, like join ice commercials. And it would be really funny if those started appearing on Jimmy Kimmel because they can't sell ads.
That would be very interesting to see what Disney tried to do too.
One of the woke wrestlers on AEW had a flip out because they've been airing join ice commercials during AEW Dynamite.
Well, maybe they could do that with Halo memes. Microsoft would love that. I don't know. They'd have to get that cleared, but some of those Halo memes have been absolutely hilarious. And we don't want to weigh in on ICE and on immigration and all that kind of stuff. It's nice to be able to stay in our lane. But we will say that Jimmy Kimmel went insane. He's come back. His ratings are down in the twilight already. And he's in the twilight of his career, apparently. Guys, I think Disney was trying to get Tim Allen on there quicker, to get somebody that most of America likes to moderate Jimmy Kimmel out. Didn't work out. Now Tim Allen appears, but it's already come to pass that Kimmel has been passed up by Fallon, by Colbert, by Gutfeld. And we're back in the place we were, just as we predicted when all this happened. We said he's going to get a bump, he's going to ride that bump, and then he's going to be back down in the dumps. As soon as people say, oh, wait, we weren't watching this guy, and this is the reason why. Now remember, we didn't like him because he's not a nice guy. He's kind of a vicious, cruel, mean guy. Ronnie's the same guy who told people that if they didn't take a certain medical procedure that they could die wheezy.
I heard he was actually going to Sonny Hoskins' house for Thanksgiving. It's so ridiculous. Look, as far as personally, I haven't had any interest in watching Jimmy Kimmel for a long time. And surprisingly, every once in a while, I'll catch something like a clip from Fallon on YouTube, and it's kind of a funny clip. I don't watch the shows per se. It's just like Saturday Night Live. I don't watch Saturday Night Live anymore, but sometimes I'll see a clip and I'll go, oh, I can see how they tried to make that funny and it didn't work. that's because that's where all of these late night shows are. I think the problem is they all have such a strong one-sided ideology. It's so strong, and it just comes across as crass to general audiences that just don't want to see any of it. And that's where we are with Kimmel. And he can't he cannot be making Disney any money. Advertisers don't want to pay for this, and if he's costing the company money, he has to go.
No. Okay, so we just found out. We literally just found out in that article. Kimmel apparently is claiming, where is this? Let's bring this back up again, out of the Observer. Let's go back there. If we go back to the Observer, hang on, folks, we'll get it up there. Look at this. Late night shows used to be, quote, a way to get high-priced talent for almost free, Kimmel added, but with annual costs topping $100 million, he sees the model as unsustainable.
Yep.
I can't believe they confirmed this. Yeah. I cannot believe that they literally, and it's just embedded in a paragraph halfway down the article that Disney's spending $100 million on Jimmy Kimmel Live. I can't believe they just came out and admitted it like it's nothing. We believe that Fallon is costing NBC like 70 to 80. So Kimmel is costing them, it's the same price confirmed as we reported, but it's now confirmed by the Observer. It's the same cost as Colbert, but with less ratings.
Jeez. But also, like, okay, we did a story earlier on YouTube versus Disney Plus, and I think this is perfect example of this. People are now not getting their entertainment this way anymore. They're going to YouTube, to shows like ours right now, the WDW Pro Show, or Nerdrotic, or Forensic Geeks and Gamers, or any of these. There's so many different opportunities when you're laying in bed at night. You want to watch something that is lighthearted and is what you want. What's really nice, you look at YouTube, and the biggest difference is a viewer is going to get more specifically what they want out of it than to go to any of these people, whether it's Kimmel or Colbert or any of the late night people anymore. And YouTube beats them on all those fronts. But more importantly is that the cost. If it's $100 million to produce this show, and it's going up against things that basically are produced for incredibly low costs that are getting viewership, it's a lose situation for them.
Yeah, I don't see how you can possibly make this for $100 million and ever break even. Like, I don't think there's any way to break it even if you had tremendous ratings. There's no way. There's no way. Pamela, any other thoughts on Jimmy Kimmel? Probably, we're waiting for this to be confirmed, but probably landing in 4th place last week. All right, well, we are back in one of those awkward pauses, so that's where we'll leave it. Jimmy Kimmel is headed for an awkward pause. See, look at that. I made it work. I made a segue. Jimmy Kimmel headed for a long-term awkward pause. We'll see if Disney saves his cause, but I doubt it. I think Jimmy Kimmel's time is coming to an end. Not even Tim Allen can send him to a better place. Helping Hollywood produce a product that you want to consume, that's what we do each and every day, folks. And this time, it's time to, well, say goodbye. We know, but don't cry. No, for we will have more videos on the way. We love to bring those videos and that information. And by the way, if you'd like even more, consider going to the Patreon page. It's www.patreon.com/WDW Pro. It's where we put out stuff exclusively there that we simply can't put out in other places for whatever reason, be it because it's too spicy or because, well, perhaps we're working to corroborate it. But you can find out things early and first over there. Folks, we surely have had a great time spending time with you. Consider clicking that like button, share, subscribe, click it, and stick it to those pesky algorithms. It is the notification bell, and drop a comment right on down below. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun. Jump into the water!
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro Channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun. Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio. What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.